You're listening to the audio production of The Color of Compromise, The Truth About the American Church's Complicity in Racism, by Jemar Tisby, published by Zondervan, and read by the author. Forward by Lecrae, read by Justin Henry.
Forward. On July 4th, 2016, as my social media feeds filled with images of American flags and friends' backyard barbecues celebrating America's independence, I took to Twitter and posted a picture of 7 African Americans picking cotton in a field with the following caption, "My family on July 4th, 1776. While the tweet received more than 15,000 retweets and 23,000 likes, there were numerous tweets frustrated by the fact that I chose to post such an image and caption on the day celebrating America's independence. One follower questioned my patriotism. Another accused me of making every issue a race issue instead of a gospel issue. From where I sat, I was simply telling the truth about our country's complicated, imperfect history on a day when people were celebrating a simplistic, incomplete narrative about our country. Though those responses frustrated and grieved me, they didn't surprise me. My work as a black hip-hop artist with an audience in white evangelicalism has shown me the tension that exists between black and white America, specifically when it comes to the history of the white evangelical church in America. That's why I'm excited that this book by my friend and brother Jemar Tisby is in your hands. Throughout it, Jemar carefully surveys the history of the white church in America and its complicity with racism. As a student of history, he's careful with stories and data, seeking to let history speak for itself by boldly telling the truth and helping us connect the dots between events over the past 400 years of our country's history. In a time when discussions grow heated quickly and narratives clash as black and white American Christians think about and discuss our country's racial history and its ongoing implications, Jemar's book challenges us to consider the history that has shaped us. As Christians, when we read the Bible, we recognize that events that happened thousands of years ago are still relevant today. We also see that Scripture never hides the ugly parts of history when it comes to the people of God. The Bible reveals David's adultery, Jonah's selfishness, and Peter's failure of faith. Just as we can't take out the parts of the Bible that we don't like or that make us uncomfortable, we can't celebrate the shining moments of the American church's history and then ignore the shameful aspects of that history. We either fully acknowledge the entire history or dismiss it all. The truth about humanity's heritage turns a mirror on our souls and pushes us to recognize who we truly are and who we are not. Jemar challenges us to take history seriously and account for it. My brother has done his due diligence in researching and understanding the history of the evangelical church in the United States. He has carefully collected historical records, interviews, and stories, and then organized that history in a way that helps us see how the travesty of racism in and from the church deeply impacts our politics, churches, neighborhoods, schools. The account is sobering and challenging. Fortunately, Jemar doesn't simply leave us on our own to figure out next steps. Along with the bleak, heart-wrenching account of the past, he offers thoughtful, constructive action steps we can take to pursue justice and reconciliation in our communities, churches, and country. Education should lead to informed action, and informed action should lead to liberation, justice, and repair. Through listening to this book, we realize that if we built the walls on purpose, we need to tear down the walls on purpose. This demands political, social, and personal action that cuts through theological and political lines. It requires us to hold our Bibles with clarity and strength while correcting our country's broken systems, such as mass incarceration and police brutality. We live in a country centered around whiteness that disregards how the image of God is on magnificent display in non-white bodies, and histories and theologies, etc. If we don't take responsibility for what has happened in America, we are not willing to see the image of God throughout the world. Jemar has done a service to the church through this book. He has traced our country's wicked, racist history and demonstrated how the church has been complicit in that work. Understanding the past isn't simply an
Sample complete. Ready to continue?